Hi, Aaron Pickard at Stewardship Capital, and wanted to do a market update today and tell you why we are maintaining a positive view and outlook overall for the markets. Today was a bad day. It was down 3%. And to put that in perspective, a typical strong up or down day is 1%. Now, we've seen 5 or 6 of these this year on the downside. And the same things that caused those back in February and April are the same two things that are causing it today, and that's the trade wars and interest rates. We think both of these are actually going to end up being a positive, and the reason for that is that we think there'll be a better long-term trade deal with China, and we think that interest rates on the rise are actually a positive as a response to a stronger economy. Now, China backed out of the negotiations a couple weeks ago when the market was starting to believe that maybe we'd have a deal in place by November. So we look for probably a deal by sometime in the beginning of next year. China's feeling the brunt of these tariffs a lot more than we are because we buy more goods from them. So we think they'll come to the table here eventually, and that we'll get a better deal. The reason that the bond market's been doing poorly is because the Fed has been so intent on raising interest rates. And the reason they're doing so is because they don't want inflation or too much inflation to kick into the economy to overheat. And while this is a positive that the economy is so well that they can do that, the bond market's been probably mispricing how well the economy is doing. And so now that it comes to that realization, it's declining rather rapidly. And the stock market doesn't like it when it's happening at such a fast pace. But we think that once it kind of settles in here, that the market will settle in as well. And if you've heard our outlook over the past couple years, you've known we've maintained a positive outlook. And the reason for that is we use a couple key technical indicators that have told us to maintain a positive bias. And they still tell us that today. Now, if something were to change and those turn negative, then we are going to spring into action to protect your hard-earned money. We don't want you to have to go through another financial crisis or tech wreck of 2000. So just want you to know that we're watching things closely and would make changes if we saw that. If you still have some questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. You can call us at 816-833-6650. Thank you.